How's it going, guys? So, today, let me just sit up a little bit. Here we go, that's much better. Okay. Today, oh my god, I look like I have no neck. It's kind of weird. Okay. Today, I would like to talk to you guys about something. You know, I've been mentioning this in passing in the last few videos, and I think this is probably the biggest, how should I put this? In everything that's going on, this is probably going to end up being the most significant thing, which really no one sees coming. I'll just tell you guys, I for one hope that it doesn't, I guess, materialize or pan out like I'm saying it might. With that said, knowing history, knowing Jewish history, it actually might, unfortunately. And it's like a broken record of history. You know, guys, as you probably know, you look at all the different empires and like great, I guess, governments and kingdoms, and throughout history, and where Jews were, where we were prominent in the government and in society, high levels of society. As you know, that every single one of these I guess stints ended in us either being expelled, pogromed, or just basically, has v'shalom, I don't want to say what, right? Why? Because, we got to a point, we had gotten to a point, we usually get to a point where we are so influential in the country that we're living in, to the point where we're like some of the top officials and top advisors and top everything, right? And, at some point, whether it's economically or socially, usually it's economically, stuff hits the fan, and guess who's blamed? Who's blamed is the person giving advice to the leader, the king. That's who's blamed. Usually, it's us. My friends, I'm not gonna... I've done this in other videos where I outline all of the issues and all of the problems with the you-know-what. Whether it's issues with the people actually, selling the product, or issues with the product itself. I'm not gonna go over that. It's gonna take, too much time, too much of your time. But what I'm going to say is, in these situations, which usually don't end well, these types of situations, where, in this case, it's a medical version of a Ponzi scheme, right? So Ponzi schemes don't end well. You guys remember the last Ponzi scheme that happened with Bernie Madoff? That was a financial Ponzi scheme. And for those of you guys who want to actually hear more in depth what I mean, go to the YouTube channel and type in my YouTube channel, The Nation of Israel, and type in the Ponzi scheme. Look at the video called Ponzi scheme, and I outline how this is a Ponzi scheme, right? Primarily, if the thing doesn't work unless everybody takes it, right? And the people start pulling out, or being hesitant, or pull out after two, after one, the whole thing collapses. It doesn't work. Supposedly, allegedly. That's what the Ponzi schemer claims in this case, right? So we remember what happened in the last, Ponzi scheme, in the last crisis, which was financial. The Jews, you already started hearing murmurings about, the Jews run this and the Jews own this. You know, there's that guy that famously stands at events, you know, with a placard. The Jews own X, Y, and Z, just Google it. Or the Jews run this, this, and this, and this, just Google it. He's not wrong. His motives are sinister, but he's not wrong, right? So, my friends, now we're coming up on, very soon, I would think, the end of this particular Ponzi scheme, which is medical. And eventually, my friends, the Ponzi scheme has to collapse. It will collapse. It will be exposed. How should I put this? It will be exposed. And my friends, you know, when it's exposed, I mean, usually what it means for, let's say, a financial scheme to be exposed, you know, people lose their money. And now they're like, I want my money back. I want to sell this. I want to sell that. Where's my money? Where's my money? And now it begins a recovery process for the money. My friends, in a medical Ponzi scheme, you know, people are going to be like, well, I took this and this and this and this. You told me I was going to be, it's perfectly safe, and I have all these issues, and my family members have all these issues, and you didn't report them, or you know, you shrugged them off, or you dismissed us. You said it was not connected to the thing that we took. Now there's going to be hell to pay. My friends, somebody has to be held responsible. Well, my friends, sure as clockwork, I want to read to you guys some of the names of the heads of some of these companies and governing bodies that we're dealing with today. Meet Michael Dolston, the Jewish immigrant leading Pfizer's you know what charge. He's a Jew from Sweden, my friends. The head scientist at Pfizer heard the news that COVID-19, you know what, has been helping to develop for the better part of a year, was over 90% effective. This is an article from December 30th, 2020. So that's one person, Michael Dolston. He's the head scientist at you know where. Next, let's see, who else do we have here? Moderna Chief Medical Officer Tal Zaks, my friends, from Israel. Israeli scientist Dr. Tal Zaks has helped lead the global recovery from the you know what. Under Zaks' leadership, Moderna produced the first mRNA you know what to enter clinical trials, as one of the first to be authorized by the FDA. This is from August 24, 2021. Another Jew. So now we have, my friends, Pfizer, also the CEO of Pfizer, Albert Bourla. His family survived the Holocaust, or they evaded the Holocaust in Greece. Interesting. This is the guy that said that Israel's the world's lab. He's willing to put Israel, you know, make Israel into the world's lab. That's very nice of him. It's nice. I enjoy it. Next, my friends, Albert Schmelzer, Senior Director, AstraZeneca. Let's see. Lead in vivo express biologics platform, mRNA, DNA, AAV, oncolotic viruses. So he works like mRNA, I guess, with cancers, but also just mRNA. Another Jewish guy. So now this is the woman who's the head of the WHO Europe, Regional Office for Europe, Dr. Dorit Nitzan. Joined WHO Europe's Division of Country Support, Emergency Preparedness Response, coordinator of such and such, 2016. She joined the WHO in 2005, manager of public health services in Southeastern Europe, Health Network, blah, blah, blah. Serbia. Representative in Serbia, Montenegro. Then she was representative in Ukraine, 2016. Israeli lady. Yeah, see, was in senior management positions at the Israeli Ministry of Health. Whatever, list goes on. Yeah, see, Sackler, there you go, Sackler, Faculty of Medicine. You know about the Sacklers, right? They just got pinched for their stuff with opioids. Faculty of Medicine, Tel Aviv University, completed residency in New York Presbyterian. Okay, wonderful, fantastic. Hebrew University, my friends. Another Jew, one of the heads of WHO. And we have now the FDA. Peter Marks, behind the historic U.S. you-know-what effort is FDA's Peter Marks. The job is not for the faint of heart. Well, you make people faint of heart. What does it say? What does it say? U.S. response to pandemic, whatever, wonderful, fantastic. Peter Marks. Peter Marks, It would have been easy for someone who was in a position of authority in an agency to stand back and use the procedures that had been used during normal times. Like, normal procedure. But Marks didn't do that. Peter was not afraid last year to do things that were necessary to foster innovation and bring novel things forward during a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic. The effort was in character for Marks, who spent years as a cancer specialist and then moved to industry and government to try to help more people. My friends, I'm just telling you, just so you know, I'm not telling you these are bad people. I'm just telling you that, like, they're at the head of these things. And maybe, you know, they believe in what they're doing, and maybe somebody's telling them what to do, and maybe somebody's, I don't know, pressuring them. Maybe there's groupthink. Maybe there's, you know, whatever it is. And this is not going to end well, my friends. And the head of these things are Jews. And my friends, last but not least, the head of the CDC, Ms. Walensky. Every time I hear Walensky, I think of the steakhouse Smith & Walensky. Nothing to do with steak. I'd rather have a steak than what she's selling. Oh, there she is in the picture. Here you go. Yeah. So, my friends, I just read to you the heads of, some of the heads of WHO, the head of the CDC, one of the heads of FDA, medical officer at Moderna, a head and doctor, head, you know, medical person at Miser, AstraZeneca. My friends, as I said at the beginning of this video, we know Jewish history, we know the history of the world. My friends, we know how these things go. And unfortunately, as happens with all Ponzi schemes, these things have to come to an end. They inevitably come to an end. And someone's going to have to be held responsible, my friends. You know, we're all over the world. This stuff has been sent all over the world. At least the Western world. My friends, we're talking about the UK, we're talking about France, Italy, Spain, America, Canada, you know, places in South America. Interestingly enough, the third world, a lot of the third world didn't get these things. I mean, India did. Africa, Australia, we're talking about. South Africa. Russia has its, interestingly enough, has its own, they live in their own realm when it comes to this stuff. They have their own, you know, supposed solutions, cures, what have you. Sputnik, what do they call it? Sputnik, there's a few others. I didn't check the heads of those companies, but my friends, this is actually my main concern. I mean, apart from the fact of people getting injured, which is now, you know, they just took down that video of the Israeli guy who was speaking about the Ministry of Health, how they scrubbed all of the stuff from their Facebook page, or all the people that commented. They just took the video down. YouTube just took it down for inappropriate content. They just took it down. So, my friends, this thing cannot be hidden forever. So, you know, yeah. So one of my concerns is the injuries, and those are being hidden, right? But the main concern, my friends, is once this thing is over and once everything gets exposed, and it will be exposed. My friends, when you have, like today, for example, I saw a guy. They just leaked a video of a guy who plays for the Atlanta Hawks. What's his name? Goodwin, something Goodwin. And he took the you-know-what, and he, last year, and he missed the playoffs in 2020 because it ended his season because he had blood clots. He had blood clots from this. Perfectly healthy guy. And people are saying, no, it has nothing to do with the you-know-what. It has nothing to do with it. Guy's 25 years old, 24 years old. Like, yeah, I'll get you his, here. I'll read to you. Just give me 1 second. I'll read to you Oh my goodness. I'm trying to get to... I posted this on my Facebook page. I'll read to you his quote, what he spoke about. Here you go. Here. My back really started hurting bad, Goodwin recalled. Then I'm like, okay, I need to go to the doctor. That's when I found out I had blood clots. My friends, people like young men who treat their body like a temple. These are like athletes, perfect health. They don't get blood clots. That's all within a span of a month. Goodwin then left nothing up to the imagination when he revealed what he believed caused the health issues. I was fine until then, Goodwin said. I was fine until I took the you-know-what. I was fine. My friends, I mean, and he asked to be, see? It says, NBA Hawks star Brandon Goodwin reports blood clots from you-know-what, ended his season. NBA told him to keep it quiet. My friends, I can only imagine how many guys are being told to keep their injuries quiet. I can only imagine. This is money, my friends. This is millions, billions of dollars for the NBA, my friends. Now, see, now in Twitter, he wrote a response to somebody. I don't have a story. That wasn't something I wanted to get out there. I got sick. Maybe it was the you-know-what. Maybe it was the disease. I don't know. I'm not an expert, but I'm fine and I'm healthy, about to play. So now he's just like, he's afraid. My friends, he's afraid. Somebody told him, don't say anything or we're going to just fire you. You're going to lose your job. My friends, these guys come from like humble beginnings and they have millions of dollars. They're supporting entire families and entire neighborhoods, and now they're going to lose their job? Like the one job they basically know how to do? Keep it quiet, my friends. Keep it quiet. I only wonder how many more guys like this in the NBA, in the NFL, maybe NHL. Guys, at some point, this Ponzi scheme is going to end, my friends. And I just told you who's going to take the fall for it. It's not going to be Mr. Mousy. Maybe will be involved somehow, but it's going to be the Jewish people, my friends. It's going to be the people who work at these companies and at these agencies, and by extension, it's going to be the Jewish people. It's going to be the Jewish people, my friends. Unfortunately, rinse, repeat. And, again, guys, I really hope that we, in a way, it'll be good because, like, it seems like people, we've had this whole burst of anti-Semitism in the past few years. It's funny. I'm here in Miami. I was just here in, like, kosher restaurants, and people are hanging out. People are, restaurants and kosher stores, and people are shopping for Shabbos, and you have Israeli music playing, and people speaking Hebrew, and everybody feels safe. Everybody feels okay. My friends, at some point, everybody's going to have to wake up and realize, and listen, don't get me wrong, throughout this whole thing, I realized that at the end of the day, our country is not perfect either. Our homeland, land of Israel, is not meaning the land is perfect, but the government is not perfect either. But you know what, my friends? All things being equal, you got lockdowns, you got mandates here, you got mandates there, you got a leader telling people that they're reading from the same script, telling people that his patience is wearing thin over here, and then you got another guy who wears a kippah, bald head, telling his patience is wearing thin over there. My friends, all things being equal, you might as well be home. We might as well all be home, all things being equal. Yeah, Aliyah ASAP, exactly. Lesuk and Eugenia, exactly. Aliyah ASAP. And you know what, my friends? I think this is going to be the tipping point. When this thing falls flat on its face, and it will. Like I said yesterday, the media is not going to be able to hide it or ignore it or, not cover it. It's going to happen, my friends. It's going to happen. And, as we say, in our I guess, Jewish philosophy, Gamzelu Tova, everything is for the best, my friends. Everything is for the best. Doesn't mean everything is good at the time, ostensibly, when you're looking at it, but in the end, my friends, everything is for the best. You may not see it now, but it definitely is for the best. Anyway, guys, with that said, it's almost Shabbat here. Shabbat Shalom. Stay safe, and I'll catch you next week. All right.